allow yourself to connect to the divine, be that God, Jesus, the higher self, Muhammad, Lao Tzu, Zarathustra, whoever it is, whatever that divine being, divine consciousness, creator for you is, allow yourself to connect with that higher energy. I'm just going to call it the higher self or the divine energies, but it's whatever it is for you. Allow yourself to connect with those divine energies, that divine consciousness, that deep healing. And allow that to shine down on you and through you. Allow yourself to be imbibed by God. Allow God, the Creator, whatever the name is for you, allowing that energy to download into you, that you become part of God. It's a bit like you are the bottom part of God. You are the earthly part of God. You are no longer an individual. You've got the physical part, the emotional part, the mental part, and then you've got the higher energies and the God part, and you are one being. And by allowing yourself to be part of God and God to be part of you, it starts a communication. And your energies can rise up into God, and God, or the higher self, can descend into you. And you can balance, and you can heal. You can be made one. And you can allow that, and illnesses and disease entities and things like that can leave you. Allow yourself to be healed and allow God to heal you through every part of you. And allow the illnesses, or whatever you want to call them, allow those to release out of you and rise up into God, into the higher self, into their own higher selves. And breathe. And then on the first 9-day dry fast, I wasn't sure whether I was going to do 9 days. I was just settling at 7 days because that felt like nice. And I got into it, I thought, no, I really want to do 9 days. And I made that intention. I thought, I'll make the intention. If I don't get there, it's fine. And as soon as I made that intention, and I spiritually, not only physically, but I spiritually prepare myself for a dry fast. And I think that is of utmost importance. I speak to myself and I speak to the spirits and I say, you don't have to feel the spirits. I feel them and can see them and sense them, but you don't have to, you can just say, I would like this. And I say, well, I really would like to address this in this dry fast. I want to be healthy. I want you to help healing me. I want the spirits, the spirit guides to come in, not just a dry fast, but I want the universe, I want the higher energies, I want the earth to come in and to heal me on the dry fast. And I think that is of utmost importance, because if you don't actually ask, it's not like, oh, we will do it automatically for you. You know, people say, oh, well, it gets spiritual on the 7th day. Unless you actively ask them, they're not coming in. So I actively prepare spiritually, and as soon as I'd made that, I was on the dry fast and I was sure, okay, I'm going to do 9 days. I started getting the spiritual entity of the Lyme disease. And it was this giant, energetic, spiritual tick. And it was like this bright, it was this mauve and green colour. And I could feel, even though I'd got rid of the spirochetes and I was healing, on a spiritual and energetic level, that energy of the tick was still in my system. And I could feel, and it was big, you know, well, it's a big thing. And as the dry fast went through, that image became less and less until it was gone. And in things like that, it is important to talk to the spirits and the heart. Whether you see them or not doesn't matter. You can put that intention to, because they will help to take that out of you. It's like it will clear viruses, it will clear pathogens. But see, like if you've got a colony of pathogens in you, they're not separate. We're human beings, we're kind of separate, but they come as a colony, and that colony has got a connection to a spiritual colony of parasites. You know, it's that they have their higher self as well. And if you talk to your higher self, it can release those up into their higher self. So it really helps. So the colony of Lyme disease was kind of around this emblem and energy of this tick. And as that left, I felt it leave, and I felt my body, oh. And it wasn't with anger. It was like we had lived together for 20 years. You know, we kind of got used to each other. So it wasn't like it was, and it knew that, and it was like it had done its job. Whatever reason I needed to get the Lyme disease, that spiritual entity left. And then my whole body relaxed. Oh, thank God for that. And I've been carrying that in my energy the whole time. So whether I had the Lyme disease or not doesn't really matter. I was still carrying that spiritual energy. And for me, I approach dry fasting as a spiritual thing. I don't talk. I don't see anybody on a dry fast. I don't talk to anybody. It's just me on my own, going off on my own. And that entity, now you see, for me, you might have thought of it as an entity, this big tick, the kind of energetic tick that released out of me on that first 9-day dry fast. But I would never have come to that experience of having a near-death experience without getting Lyme disease. I never would have found holographic breathing without having the Lyme disease. I had a Kundalini awakening in 2012 that never stopped, where the energy is just continually, it's terrifying experience, and that energy never stopped, and it's there till this day. And that is common in Lyme disease, that if you have neurological Lyme disease, it breaks down the cellular structure, and people will start having psychosis and different things like that, or really different psychological problems. And there's not a lot of difference between psychosis and spiritual enlightenment and Kundalini awakening. They're kind of a very similar thing, except that when you go into psychosis, you're not properly embodying it, and it's quite often there because of emotional problems or traumas. Whereas where you go into a Kundalini awakening, you've cleared all of the traumas and the energy just goes through. But they're very similar experience. So the Lyme disease may have helped with my spiritual evolution there. And the Lyme disease's spiritual connection may have helped with my spiritual connection. Who's to say what is good, right and wrong? You know, we come into this life with karma, with things we need to work with, and we crystallize ourselves. We crystallize ourselves with our challenges, mentally, emotionally, physically, disease. You know, what we're fighting against, quite often it's quite good to fight with rather than against, because as soon as you put it in an opposite polarity, it becomes a fight. Whereas with the Lyme disease, I brought it into myself and allowed it, and that allowed me to clear it. I will give you an example of that. With the Lyme disease, and after the Lyme disease for quite some time, because my body was injured, I had no immune system. So I would get ill all of the time, and it would take me forever to get better. I would get the illnesses first, they would last the longest, and I was the illest. And it was like my body just didn't have, you know, I maybe had Lyme disease, but what was really pulling me down was colds, flus, bronchitis, things like that, different viruses really pulling me down. And I knew that my body, my immune system, didn't have the wherewithal to clear that virus. So say I had a virus, a flu virus. So, and I was coming to that point and I could feel I can't get rid of it. My body's just not strong enough. So rather than fighting that virus and thinking it's a terrible thing, I'd say, okay, hello virus. I'd speak to it, I'd say, hello virus. How are you? And I would sense that virus, and rather than fight, I would allow it. And I would allow it to come into my body. And the more I allowed it, I would feel that virus was a colony through me, and it would have a spiritual connection in the same way as we have a spiritual connection. So, and then what I would start doing was I'm channeling my own spiritual connection. I also start channeling the channel of the virus. Some people, oh, that's scary, oh, that's evil, oh, that's bad. No, it's just different. And by channeling that energy of the virus, I feel myself spiritually evolving, and I can feel that virus has a job. And it was like me allowing it and channeling, it was allowing it to go deeply into the cells, and it was often that the virus was taking toxins out of the cells, and I would allow the spirituality of the virus, I'd allow the virus, and it would somehow take toxins or something away, or inform my DNA. It would like upgrade my DNA. And in that channeling, it gets to a point where suddenly the channel of the virus moves back more into my kundalini and my channel, and the whole virus would leave through a very bright light, through my spine, through my head, and up into the higher self, because I've always had this kundalini. So by just allowing it, I had a way of clearing the illness, clearing the virus energetically, because my immune system couldn't do it, but I could do it energetically. And I couldn't do it by fighting against it. I had to allow it, and I had to allow its spirituality. And in the end, the intelligence of that virus's spirituality helped me and helped clear. It was like, okay, we've done the job, great, we're friends, you don't want us anymore, we're gone. And it would instantly get better. My immune system didn't have to kill it. Energetically, it was cleared, and the illness would leave. All right, so I'm going to describe and demonstrate holographic breathing. And then we're going to do a guided meditation where I will take you into holographic breathing, and you can learn holographic breathing and you can take it through your body. And it's like riding a bike. Once it's happening, it starts. And what I think, and because it's been such a thing talking about the spiritual energies, I will teach you holographic breathing, and then we will include the spiritual energies. And when I speak about the spiritual energies, if you're Christian, they can be Christian spiritual energies. If you're whatever religion you are, whatever gods you have, whatever image of that you have, you can allow that in. So I will teach the holographic breathing, and you can see how to use it spiritually to empower and heal yourself. So I will first of all describe holographic breathing. So in holographic breathing, the lips are relaxed and closed. The tongue is relaxed and on the roof of the mouth. I will go into that in more depth in the meditation, but the lips are closed. The tongue, the upper surface of the tongue, is on the roof of the mouth, and the breath is through the nose. And with the lips closed, on the in-breath, the jaw is gently opening, and on the out-breath, the jaw is gently closing. And it's a small motion. It's about half a finger width, a few millimeters, and it just feels natural. Now there's a lot of very active breath works. I'm going to take my headphones off. If I need to speak with Frederick, I'll put them back in, but I'm going to take my headphones out. So there's many very active breath works on the quite physical ones. Holographic breathing is very meditative, so I will demonstrate that. You probably won't even see the motion of the jaw because it's slow and subtle, but you will notice that my lips aren't opening and closing with the motion, and you'll probably notice that it is quite meditative. So I'll just do 4 or 5 breaths. And as soon, you might notice my voice has got a lot slower. As soon as I start breathing in that way, and whatever, whether you're spiritually based, whether you're meditationally based, whether you're religion based, it gives that experience. It gives you a religious or meditative experience. Takes you into that realm. For new people learning this for the first time, it's really good to be seated rather than lying down. If you're lying down, you will more than likely go to sleep and miss the initiation. There is an initiation where it just starts. So for the first 10 or 15 minutes where I'm getting it working, it's good to be seated. As soon as it starts feeling automatic and you're just doing it, if you want to lie down, that is fine. But for new people, it's good to be seated. And if you do fall asleep, just play this start part again. All right, so we are going to start. This is the guided meditation to learn holographic breathing. We're going to bring in some resources to start off with. We're going to connect to the earth, to the Creator, to whatever your religious content is. Sending a smile, sending some energy to the earth, and allowing the earth to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to your higher self, or whatever religion or context you hold, the higher self, the Creator, whatever you call that, sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self or the Creator, and allowing the higher self and the Creator to say hello back. And be aware of that, allow that, notice what that feels like. It's a very real thing. Allowing the Creator to communicate with you, feel it through your body and through your energies, and allowing the earth to communicate with you as healing for you. And sending a smile, sending some energy to the beneficial energies, to the spiritual beneficial energies. So these will be different for different people. These will be angels, divine teachers, divine energies, as long as they're beneficial, as long as you feel them as beneficial. Sending a smile, sending some energy to these beneficial energies, angels, higher beings, higher teachers, the divine realms, and allowing them to say hello back. Allow it, allowing them to reply. Notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies, and allow that to communicate through you to the earth. So it goes down through you, through your pelvis, down your legs, and connects with the earth. Like you are the earth, the higher self, God, all within you. And whatever I say in this meditation, if it doesn't fit with your experience or your religion. Do what feels right for you rather than what I'm saying. This is a generic thing for everybody, and it may not quite fit with what your particular beliefs or context is. Just allowing yourself to be right and doing it in the way that feels right for you, and asking the earth, the higher self, and the beneficial energies to be with you through the whole meditation as your guide, as your energy. Okay, so I'm going to start teaching. So letting your lips come together and relax. The lips are together and relax. Bringing the upper surface of the tongue to the roof of the mouth and the tip of the tongue to the front teeth. So, and having as much of the tongue on the roof of the mouth as feels comfortable. So you may have half an inch of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, you may have an inch of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, you may have the whole tongue on the roof of the mouth, but it must feel comfortable, whatever is comfortable. So the lips are closed, the tongue, upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth, and the breath is through the nose. Now this is just to get the sensation that you can move the jaw and keep the lips closed. So with the lips closed, just gently opening and closing the jaw. It's a bit like bouncing the jaw up and down, just a small motion, half a finger width. It's not a big motion. Just a bit like, may feel a bit like chewing, that you can move your jaw and you can move and you can keep your lips closed. You don't have to open your lips to open the jaw. You can let the jaw open a bit and the lips stay closed. You can close the jaw and your lips stay closed. And once you have that experience, we can just move on. And now slowing that motion down, so it's much slower movements of the jaw. And then when you feel ready, as the jaw is opening, letting the breath come in through the nose. And as the jaw is closing, letting the breath leave through the nose. Gently, the jaw is relaxing open, the lips stay closed, the jaw relaxes open, the breath comes in through the nose. The jaw relaxes closed, the breath leaves through the nose. Notice it feels like a little bellows as the jaw is relaxing open, the breath is drawn in through the nose. As the jaw is relaxing closed, the breath is released out through the nose, and the lips stay relaxed and closed all of the time, and the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. And it's not a doing, it's more of a drawing. The jaw relaxes open, the breath comes in through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed, the breath comes out through the nose. Now, as the jaw is closing, you can do it in two ways. You can either let the teeth gently touch together, or you can just let the jaw gently close and the teeth don't quite touch. So whatever feels best. The jaw relaxes open, the breath comes in through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed, and the teeth can either just gently float together or gently be slightly separate. Relax the back of your neck, relax the back of your head. Notice this bellows effect. The jaw relaxes open, the breath is coming in through your nose, the jaw relaxes closed, the breath is coming out through your nose. Now we're going to change the gestalt. We're going to move the emphasis from the jaw to the nose. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice it gets much lighter, much more meditative, much more energetic. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw automatically relaxes open. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the back of the head. Breathing in, jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. The lips stay closed all of the time. Now we're going to start taking that through your body. Breathing in, the chest is opening, the jaw follows. Breathing out, the chest is closing, the jaw follows. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head. Breathing in, the abdomen opens, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the abdomen closes, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice you can get a really nice deep breath into your abdomen without any effort. Breathing in, the abdomen opens, the jaw relaxes open with it. Breathing out, the abdomen closes, the jaw relaxes closed with it. You can get right down into your pelvis. Breathing in, you can feel right down to the pelvic floor, the pelvis opening on the in-breath, out to the sides. The jaw is relaxing open. Breathing out, the pelvis is contracting back medially towards the middle. The jaw is relaxing closed. Notice you can feel it through your arms and legs. Breathing in, the arms and legs are opening with the jaw. Breathing out, the arms and legs are closing. And into the hands and feet. Breathing in as if the hands and feet are subtly opening and the jaw is opening with them. Breathing out, the hands and feet gently closing and the jaw closes with them. Gently breathing. Notice in a very subtle way that your whole face has started to breathe. The mouth, the nose, the sinuses, the eyes, the ears, the whole face has started to breathe. It's not just the mouth, it's spread through the whole face. And the whole cranium is gently breathing, opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath. the neck and the spine is breathing. Notice you can feel inside your brain. It's like the cranial sea and the brain cells breathing, opening with the breath, closing with the breath. Notice this breathing gives you a way of healing your brain. And if you've got neurological Lyme disease, it gives you a way of detoxifying the brain. All of those neural nerves and cells, they're all floating in this cranial sea, and as they breathe they can release toxins, and these can release out through the nerves, out into the body and away. So notice you can use this to breathe with your brain. And breathe. And notice how nice it feels. Notice how it feels like you can breathe with every cell, like the nutrition of the breath, the prana of the breath is going into every cell. All the cells are breathing in on the in-breath through the whole body. All the cells are breathing out. And notice how it's galactic or universal. It connects to the universal energies, like you're breathing with the universe. You're reflected with the universe, opening on the in-breath, and the universe is breathing with you. Breathing out, and the universe is breathing with you. And notice you connect to the earth. This earth is a being. We are made of the earth. We are breathing. The earth is breathing. Connected, sitting on the earth. And allow yourself to connect to the divine, be that God, Jesus, the higher self, Muhammad, Lao Tzu, Zarathustra, whoever it is, whatever that divine being, divine consciousness, creator for you is. Allow yourself to connect with that higher energy. I'm just going to call it the higher self or the divine energies, but it's whatever it is for you. Allow yourself to connect with those divine energies, that divine consciousness, that deep healing. And allow that to shine down on you and through you. Allow yourself to be imbibed by God. Allow God, the Creator, whatever the name is for you, allowing that energy to download into you, that you become part of God. It's a bit like you are the bottom part of God. You are the earthly part of God. You are no longer an individual. You've got the physical part, the emotional part, the mental part, and then you've got the higher energies and the God part, and you are one being. And by allowing yourself to be part of God and God to be part of you, it starts a communication. And your energies can rise up into God, and God, or the higher self, can descend into you. And you can balance, and you can heal. You can be made one. And you can allow that, and illnesses and disease entities and things like that can leave you. Allow yourself to be healed and allow God to heal you through every part of you. And allow the illnesses, or whatever you want to call them, allow those to release out of you and rise up into God, into the higher self, into their own higher selves. And breathe. And just allow yourself, so you are no longer just this identity. You are no longer an individual. You are no longer separate. You are part of the divine. You are part of the earth and the divine meet in you. And breathe gently with the holographic breathing. And whatever your images are, whatever your gods are, allow yourself to heal. Call upon those energies and allow yourself to heal. Allow that to move down through you, through your head. Still doing the holographic breathing, allow those energies to move through your head, through your face, through your body, through your pelvis, through your sexual energies, through your legs, through your feet, and into the earth. Allow yourself to heal through and through. And in a way, you're not healing, you're just coming back to your birthright. You're coming back to your place aligned with the divine energies, aligned with God, part of the divine energies. And in that remembrance, in that realization, you are not who you once were. You are born anew. You are born part of God, part of the higher self, part of the divine realms, the divine energies, the healing teachers, the angels, all of the divine realms. You can heal from the divine realms, and your kundalini and energy from the pelvis, from the sexual energies, these can rise up through you, and as they do, they transform. They rise up through you, they rise up through your brain, and they rise up through the top of your head. This becomes the food for the gods. This energy rising from your pelvic floor and the sexual energies rising up your spine, through your brain, it rises up into the gods. It becomes food for the gods, and the gods return the favor. They heal you. Relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the back of the neck, gently breathing, letting that slowly heal, letting yourself slowly settle. And breathe. And sending a thank you to the earth, a thank you to the higher self, beneficial energies, God, the Creator, whatever you want to call it, sending a thank you. And also thanking yourself. And letting the energies go off for love and healing to the earth. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the higher self and the divine realms. And allowing yourself to be healed and loved. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. All right, so you can carry on that I've got a free webinar that anybody can come to next Sunday. I have lots of free videos teaching it in different ways on my website. That's all available. So that's all there if people want to carry on with this. Lots of stuff on YouTube, called Holographic Breathing on YouTube. There's lots of free tutorials there.